Welcome to Crossroads, a podcast where we explore ideas that challenge, inspire, and transform us. Today's journey begins not on a distant road, but between the pages of a book. We often think of reading as a quiet pastime, a personal escape. But what if it's more than that? What if reading is one of the most powerful tools for self-development? In this episode, we'll examine how books can lead to genuine transformation, how they help us understand ourselves better, expand our thinking, and shape who we become. In a world overwhelmed by speed, distractions, and information overload, reading offers something rare: stillness. It's a moment to pause, to listen to ideas, and to reshape our inner world through the words of others. We'll explore why certain books leave a lasting mark on us, how reading can be both deeply personal and profoundly communal, and which books throughout history have truly changed the world, and why. It's about discovering how to read with purpose and why doing so can change your life. Reading is one of the oldest tools for growth, but it's never been more relevant than it is today. It does far more than deliver information. Reading creates context, empathy, and inner expansion. Scientific studies show that people who read regularly develop stronger focus, higher emotional intelligence, and greater resilience. Books are like mental mirrors. They help us examine our own thoughts, assumptions, and patterns. When you read about a character navigating grief, love, or transformation, you experience those emotions with them. This deepens your emotional awareness and sharpens your understanding of human behavior, including your own. Books also cultivate critical thinking. They challenge us to pause, reflect, and not accept everything at face value. That habit of inquiry is essential to personal growth. Reading expands perspective. It lets us travel across time, cultures, and experiences without leaving the room. And by exposing ourselves to other ways of thinking, we learn to reevaluate our beliefs, habits, and priorities. Reading, in essence, is not a luxury. It's a foundational part of becoming who we are meant to be. With millions of books in existence, the question is, where do you start? The answer lies not in trends, but in your own curiosity and current state. Ask yourself, what am I seeking right now? Am I trying to heal, to grow a skill, to make sense of a difficult chapter in life? Books are like companions. Some will walk with you for a while. Others will stay with you for life. Intentional reading is key. When you have a purpose, even a small one, choosing becomes easier. Tools like Goodreads, curated book lists, or recommendations from trusted voices can help guide your selection. Pay attention to resonance. If a book speaks to you on page 1, follow that pull. Even a single sentence can make a difference. And don't just read passively. Engage, highlight, take notes, ask questions, join discussions. Reading is not a one-way street. It's a dialogue. Ultimately, choosing the right book isn't just about picking a title. It's about picking a voice you want to grow with. History is full of books that didn't just inform, they ignited revolutions. Take The Social Contract by Jean-Jacques Rousseau. This work fueled democratic ideals and influenced the French Revolution. Or Charles Darwin's On the Origin of Species, which transformed our understanding of biology, nature, and human existence. Religious texts like the Bible and the Quran have shaped civilizations and moral frameworks across continents. In modern literature, dystopian novels like Orwell's 1984 and Huxley's Brave New World warned us about power, control, and technology, lessons that feel more relevant than ever. Self-help books have also created waves. Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is still a global blueprint for leadership and productivity. And Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill has inspired generations of entrepreneurs to build not just wealth, but mindset. What makes these books transformative isn't just their content, it's the context they gave to readers at critical points in history. Books may seem like quiet things, but the ripples they create can move societies. If books are tools for self-growth, how do we build a life where reading becomes a sustainable habit? Start small. A few pages a day are enough to shift your mindset. Set realistic goals and focus more on consistency than volume. Make reading visible. Keep your book where you can see it. Replace a few minutes of scrolling with a few minutes of silence and a page. Curate a to-read list. Treat it as an evolving journey, not a checklist. Let your reading reflect your phases in life. Audiobooks can also be powerful. Whether you're commuting, walking, or doing chores, you can still absorb transformative ideas. And don't be afraid to quit a book that doesn't resonate. Time is limited. Give it to books that move you. More than anything, treat reading as self-care, a ritual, a way to reconnect with yourself and the world. Let's hear from 3 real people whose lives took new direction because of a book.
My name is Shadi. A few years ago, I was going through hidden depression. One day, someone recommended Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus by Dr. John Gray. I wasn't sure how it would help, but I gave it a shot. That book helped me understand emotional dynamics for the first time. It wasn't just about relationships. It was about empathy and communication. I saw my feelings differently. I connected with others better. It didn't cure me, but it was my first step toward healing. 0.
I'm Salma. I used to work a steady job, decent salary, but I always felt something was missing. Then I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. It flipped everything I believed about money. I realized I wasn't building wealth, I was surviving. That book sparked my interest in financial education. I started learning, took courses, and eventually launched my own business. It wasn't an easy road, but it started with that one book.
My name is Nadine. I was a student constantly overwhelmed, starting things and never finishing. Someone suggested Atomic Habits by James Clear. It changed how I see progress. I learned that big change comes from small, consistent actions. I created systems instead of chasing goals. I started journaling, organizing my time, and feeling more in control. That one book helped me find rhythm and peace.
Books don't magically change everything, but they can open the door to understanding, action, and a new way of seeing life. Reading is more than self-improvement. It's a legacy. Each book you read shapes your thoughts, and your thoughts shape the world around you. When you choose to grow, to reflect, and to learn, you add depth not only to your life, but to every life you touch. So pick up that book you've been putting off. Read slowly. Think deeply. Let the words work on you. You never know which paragraph might shift your path. Because in the end, reading isn't just about who you are. It's about who you're becoming. Thanks for listening to Crossroads. Until next time, keep reading, keep growing.